The silence in the underground command center was deafening as the transmission ended. 10 billion souls, gone in an instant, vaporized by the Zephyrian Empire's planet-killer weapon as billions across the galaxy watched in horror. The colony world of New Terra had been humanity's crown jewel, home to artists, scientists, and dreamers who had dared to reach for the stars. Commander Adnan Malik stood motionless before the massive holographic display, his weathered hands clenched into fists. The 43-year-old veteran had seen wars before, but nothing like this. The Zephyrians hadn't just destroyed a world. They had made it a spectacle, broadcasting the genocide across every inhabited system as a warning to any species that dared challenge their supremacy. "Sir," came a voice from behind him. Adnan turned to see Dr. Nehal Sharma, the project's lead xenobiologist, approaching with a datapad in her trembling hands. Her usually pristine lab coat was stained with tears she had shed for the colleagues she'd lost. Brilliant minds reduced to cosmic dust in seconds. "The analysis is complete," Nehal said, her voice steady despite the grief etched across her face. "Their immunity to our conventional weapons stems from their silicon-based physiology. But I found something, Adnan. Something they don't know we know." Adnan's eyes sharpened. For 3 months since the massacre, Earth's greatest minds had worked around the clock on Operation Alien Extinct, humanity's final gambit against an empire that spanned half the galaxy. The Zephyrians possessed technology beyond human comprehension, fleets that numbered in the millions, and a cruelty that knew no bounds. "Show me," he commanded. Nehal activated her datapad, projecting a complex molecular structure into the air between them. Their silicon-based cells are incredibly resilient, but they have one critical vulnerability. They require a specific isotope of xenon to maintain cellular cohesion. Remove that isotope from their atmosphere, and their bodies literally fall apart at the molecular level. Can we weaponize it? Already done. Nehal's expression hardened with determination. I've developed a nanovirus that seeks out and neutralizes that xenon isotope. It's invisible to their sensors, spreads through their atmosphere like wildfire, and has a 100% fatality rate among their species. The beauty is, it's completely harmless to carbon-based life. Adnan felt a cold smile cross his lips. The Zephyrians had made a fatal mistake when they chose to broadcast their atrocity. In their arrogance, they had revealed the locations of their 12 core worlds, the heart of their empire. "How long to deployment?" "The nanovirus is already synthesized and loaded into our stealth probes. 12 probes, 12 worlds. We can launch within the hour." The commander walked to the tactical display showing the Zephyrian Empire's territory, a vast red stain across the galactic map. Soon that stain would be nothing but empty space and dead worlds. "Sir," called out Lieutenant Torres from the communication station, "we're receiving a transmission from the Zephyrian High Command. They're demanding Earth's unconditional surrender." Adnan glanced at Nehal, who nodded grimly. They both knew this was likely humanity's last act of defiance. Earth's remaining population of 8 billion had already been evacuated to hidden colonies in distant systems. If Operation Alien Extinct failed, the human race would survive as scattered refugees. If it succeeded, they would inherit a galaxy suddenly empty of its greatest threat. "Put them through," Adnan ordered. The hologram flickered to life, revealing Emperor Zithkar himself, a towering crystalline being whose silicon-based form glittered with malevolent intelligence. His multifaceted eyes regarded the humans with the same contempt one might show insects. "Pathetic mammals," the Emperor's voice resonated through synthetic translators. "You have seen our power. New Terra's destruction was merely an appetizer. Submit now, and we will grant you the mercy of quick extinction." Adnan stepped forward, his stance unwavering. "Your Imperial Highness, I have a counter-proposal." The alien Emperor's crystalline form shifted in what might have been amusement. "Speak, human. Entertain us with your desperation. Go to hell." The transmission cut abruptly. Around the command center, every human present straightened with pride despite the circumstances. They were about to die, but they would do so as free beings, not slaves. "Launch Operation Alien Extinct," Adnan commanded. 12 stealth probes, each no larger than a briefcase, slipped silently through hyperspace toward the core worlds of the Zephyrian Empire. Their cargo was invisible death, billions of microscopic machines programmed with one simple directive: find and destroy the xenon isotopes that held alien bodies together. The probes reached their targets within hours. On 12 worlds containing nearly 1 trillion Zephyrians, the nanovirus spread through the atmosphere like an unstoppable plague. The effect was immediate and absolute. Within minutes, every Zephyrian on those worlds began to dissolve. Their silicon-based forms crumbled to dust as their cellular structure collapsed. The mighty Emperor Zithkar, the cruel admirals who had orchestrated New Terra's destruction, the scientists who had built planet-killer weapons, all of them reduced to silicon powder scattered on the wind. The Empire's outer colonies, suddenly cut off from their leadership and core infrastructure, fell into chaos. Without their central command structure, the vast Zephyrian fleets turned on each other in desperate power struggles. As reports flooded in confirming the complete extinction of the Zephyrian leadership, Adnan and Nehal stood together watching the tactical display. The red stain on the galactic map was rapidly fragmenting into isolated patches of confusion and civil war. 10 billion humans, Nehal whispered. They're avenged, Adnan nodded solemnly. And humanity survives. The galaxy is free. In the days that followed, the scattered remnants of the Zephyrian Empire would continue their self-destruction. Humanity emerged from hiding not as conquerors but as liberators of dozens of enslaved species. The galaxy would remember that while the Zephyrians had killed 10 billion humans, humanity had responded by making an entire species extinct. It was a lesson the cosmos would never forget. Never underestimate the fury of humanity when pushed too far.